Hi, welcome to my channel about miscarriages and pregnancy. Sorry, I'm going to try to speak up as loud as I can. I might get a little emotional, but I am outside because it helps me cope a little bit. But here's my little backstory. I was 18 years old and I got pregnant with my daughter. And I had the perfect pregnancy anyone could ever ask for. No complications, easy birth, easy labor. And she was the perfect little girl ever, and she still is. She is 4 to be exact right now. And after I had her, I decided I'm gonna get on the Depo shot. Well, little did I know the Depo shot causes a lot of problems, like infertility and depression, anxiety, memory loss, headaches, not wanting to do really anything. Oh, and the biggest one, it can cause ovarian cysts and a lot more. But those are just some of the things that happened to me. So, I stopped Depo after 4 months of having it. And I was like, okay, well, we're going to try to have another baby before my daughter turns 2 or 3. So they're like 2-3 years apart. So they're kind of close in age. And I started not being able to get pregnant. It was negative pregnancy after negative pregnancy tests. And I was starting to lose hope. So I talked to my husband and he's like, well, we'll keep trying until we get it. So I was like, okay, we'll keep trying. I won't lose hope. And November, I don't even remember the day when I got pregnant. It was November something, but November 30th of 2021 was my first miscarriage. I was only 5 weeks along. It wasn't as painful. I was really upset. The cramps were painful when I was trying to pass the baby, but nothing too bad. Kind of like cramps that you would have before a menstrual period. And I was like, well, crap, maybe it's just God's way of telling me I don't deserve any more kids. But then some people were saying that the Depo can cause infertility. So I was like, oh, maybe it's that. So I started asking the doctors. They didn't really do much. And then a few months later, still negative pregnancy tests. And then July of this year, I think the 24th, is when I found out I was pregnant again. I was so excited. We told all the family. And we were just getting ready for the first OB appointment this Friday. But yesterday, or 2 days ago, I started spotting. And everyone was like, don't worry about it. Spotting's normal in the first 12 weeks of pregnancy. But I didn't have that with my first child. I felt like there was something wrong. Always go with what you think. Whatever your gut tells you, it's mainly right. Because I felt something was wrong. I kept crying and I was terrified. And then the bleeding got worse. And then yesterday, I was 7 weeks along in 3 days. And yesterday was the worst day of my life. The bleeding got worse. The cramps felt like labor cramps. And I miscarried. I miscarried my baby at 7 weeks. I decided to bury my baby and name him Ash. I didn't know if it was a boy or a girl, so I tried to pick a gender-neutral name so it didn't have no name. It was the hardest day of my life. I've never cried that much in my entire life. But I'm going to tell you what helps me cope with the miscarriage a little bit. I talked about it. I talked about it with my mom. I talked about it with my husband. I talked about it with my daughter. I just talked about it. I talked about it to people that I was close to, like really close to, and my friends that I'm really close to. A lot of support from friends and family helped a lot. Like my mom being there, my best friends being there, my husband, my kid, heck, even the animals being there for me. Meant a lot. My daughter, she's the most hope. When I was miscarrying yesterday, she goes, "It's okay, Mommy. The baby will be up in heaven with Grandma June and his other sibling." And then she goes, maybe God just meant for me and you to be together. Just us three, me, you, and Daddy. And then she gave me a hug and wiped my tears. She's the biggest support I've ever had. And another thing I try to do, my mom told me. She said, try to look at the positive instead of the negative. Maybe there was something wrong with the baby. Maybe it didn't develop right. Maybe it just had something wrong with it. And that's okay. God wants you to have the best baby you could possibly have. Sometimes he has to take the ones home that aren't the best. And that's okay. Sorry, there's a bug. And that's okay. My mom told me that, and that really helped a lot. Because before she told me that, I was thinking the negatives. I was thinking like, maybe God hates me, maybe he's punishing me for something I done, when really it wasn't that. He's just trying to give me the best. Sometimes hard stuff comes, and then after the storm, the most beautiful thing can happen. And God's preparing you for that. Things that took the edge off stuff for me, nothing really takes the edge off of everything. Sorry, my daughter is in the window watching me do this. Nothing really takes the edge off anything. But taking care of my daughter, or if you don't have kids, taking care of animals or helping anyone do anything really helps. It keeps your mind off of it. Yeah, it's still there deep inside, but after time you'll heal. You'll never forget about the baby. You'll never forget about anything. But you'll heal a little bit and it won't be as sad. Sitting outside and listening to the nature, like I am right now, making the video, it kind of soothes the soul, knowing that your baby is looking down at you, and you can look up and smile at the sky, listen to the nature. When I was burying my baby yesterday, a butterfly came and landed on his or her grave. And that gave me a sign that he or she's there with me and knows how much I'm sad about this. So it was nice knowing my baby was there. Things people don't tell you about miscarriages is the pain. The pain is horrible. Like, it felt like labor all over again, but without pain medicine. And it felt like someone was like ripping out my uterus. Like, while I was wide awake on an operating table, no bed, my bad, on an operating table, no medication, and someone was just slicing me open and tearing my uterus out. And it was the worst pain I've ever felt. It honestly felt worse than giving birth to my daughter. And another thing is, you feel empty and alone. Like, you know you're not alone, but not having the baby with you after knowing it's been in your stomach for 7 weeks or even more, it's just hard. Like, you just feel like empty and alone. Like, you feel like no one is really there for you, but everyone's there supporting you. Even me. My kid's in there being a goofball. Another thing is how you feel that no one understands. Like, no one knows what you're going through. There's a lot of people that know what you're going through. A lot of people have miscarriages. Like my grandma, she had several miscarriages, and she knows exactly how I feel. And it sucks. I know it does, but it's God's plan. He's gonna make it better for everyone. And I believe that. My mom told me that, and I really believe that. But I hope this helps. If anyone has any questions or anything, feel free to ask me in the comments, or if you don't feel like putting them in the comments, you can direct message me on my Facebook or my Instagram. I will put those below in the comments or in the description. But I will try to make updates every day about how my miscarriage is going. Today, I'm very sore. Not gonna lie. But got up, did my makeup. I cried at least once today when my mom and my best friend sent me some flowers and a candle. But it was more of a happy cry. I did a little bit of makeup today, but not a lot. I don't really wear a lot of makeup, but I at least got dressed. I'm trying, I guess, but I'm very sore and very weak. But if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask. I'm gonna try to answer as many as I can, and I will probably do them outside since outside really helps me cope with stuff. But I want to say thank you to everyone who has supported me through this, and oh, the page flew. I write notes to help me remember stuff because I have really bad memory loss from the depot. But I thank you to everyone who supports me and has been with me through my journey. I hope you guys enjoy my first video. I try to cover as much as I can, but please ask me questions. It gives me more stuff to talk about, and I really enjoy talking about this because it helps me cope as well. But hope everyone has a great day, and God bless everyone.